Well, hello and welcome. This is Andrew Horowitz, and I wanted to give you a really cool insight into something that we had found recently, utilizing some of the TriggerCharts overall indicators that give us an insight into opportunities for trading. Now, if you've watched any of the videos in the past, you know that we utilize usually a volume at time, a total volume calculation that goes into our algorithm, and it draws these horizontal lines that you have here on the chart, basically looking at where there's going to be support and resistance, areas that you can find that will be beneficial to trade. Now, what happens when you're using a currency rather than, let's say, a stock or futures is that there really is no volume that plays into it. We're really then looking primarily at price at time, and that is true somewhat for what we're looking at here, which is Bitcoin. Now, Bitcoin you can trade, obviously not directly on TradeStation, but you can go to various sites and do your trading when you get your wallet, etc. But I thought it was really interesting that we looked at various time frames related to the Bitcoin index and how well the support and resistance line helped us to actually trade. So what you're looking at right now are these three horizontal lines, and these are market profile algorithms that we've created in order to have a very substantial level of confidence where that support and resistance breakouts occur. Now, again, if you have listened to or watched or done one of our webinars, you know that what we do oftentimes is we start to the right side of a chart and we look left. We find where there's holes. You can see here, for example, on our support line on a market profile algorithm called the Altimeter that we created. If you look to the left, there's this giant hole above this level right here. And you'll notice how after we saw the ramp, and the start of the move higher, it broke higher and then created a new altimeter, and then there was a consolidation within that, and then you saw some drop down. But what I'm trying to really get you to understand here is that this can really be used. Now, we're using a 10-minute chart here. Sometimes people like to have a longer chart, but we'll go through some of those in a moment. But this is simply the altimeter and shows you how well that there is an availability to find those great points of either support, which we can highlight probably in this region right here, where there is I'll show you right here, there is a really good level of support using our red altimeter, and then you have a really good level of resistance moving up to the next level, and then it broke out again. You could have bought right here at about where is that, 4,034, and it would have really kept you in that trade all the way to about 4,095. And you can see that going on in a variety of ways. So this can be used very simply. Now we could also add another indicator that we have that we would look at called the aileron, and the aileron then gives us oversold and overbought. Again, for Bitcoin it can be used very well, and you can see these areas right here where there is a very oversold condition that correlates really well to a support line bounce, and then it starts moving up. So we had this oversold condition that moved up into the opportunity to pick up once we cleared the next level of the altimeter. Again, support and resistance. Above is a buy, below is a sell, or said a different way, don't short or don't sell above and don't really buy below. So this gives you really nice tight ranges here for a nice trade. Anytime we've seen that, again, another time right here, we saw an oversold situation which turned magenta, and then it got to a support point, and there's an opportunity to trade it within the range and look for that breakout that would occur. So we could add one more component to this and look at, for example, the AutoPilot, which gives us a color coordinated now look at where the buys or sells or shorts are. Green, of course, is a buy or a long position, and you can see that how nice these breakouts worked. I'll kind of zoom in a little bit here. You can see that down here we have this beautiful breakout from about 3,900. You turned green, and it was held all the way through 4,050, a 1,000-point gain on that trade right there. And obviously we know that Bitcoin has been on fire for some time, but it does give you a great opportunity to find those levels that are support and resistance and then trade them really well. Now we can change that time frame and go to, let's say, a 30-minute time frame, and you can see a very different appearance here. We've seen that there was an opportunity to either short or take off your position about 4,000, drop down to about 3,600 per Bitcoin, and it was looking like this was a real bad situation. You did see that the aileron, which was very significant here, really was showing a lot of stress on the underside of the zero line. And when you see that, you have to look for when that turning point is. Here, again, right here, what we saw was that there was a very significant amount of oversold condition and a divergence. That would be a great time to buy. Now, even though this was red and the altimeter and autopilot was telling you, hey, stay out of this thing, the bottom line is that the opportunity was to start nibbling into it till you get past a point of support above that level, and then you can start adding slowly till you saw this breakout occur and then get all in on that. So you would have been in somewhere around the 37.50 and then probably gotten out about 39.50, and then again another breakout here, right here, another breakout that rode up very nicely to the point where you got another orange, which is a signal to get out. Currently on a 60-minute or 30-minute basis, this is actually showing a long position from about 4,096, currently trading about 41.87. So Bitcoin is another way that you can, another symbol, if you will, that you can utilize the altimeter and the whole Commander series package in order to be profitable. So check it out over on the trading app store over on TradeStation. And of course, make sure to take a look at what we have to offer on TriggerCharts.com.